everybody, welcome to my homestead and welcome to my channel. So in this video, it looks like the church now has an official presence in a new country, and in this case it's the Gambia. So I want to go through some of this article. I want to find out as much as we can about Gambia and just really think about it. Really think about, you know, what we're seeing. This is historic. Anytime a country opens up to the church, that's kind of a big deal. Now, I will say, I do think that as far as taking the gospel to all the world, I do feel like that's been fulfilled based on statements that I've seen from various general authorities. There's reasons why I think that, but that's not the purpose of this video. But I still think that this is incredibly important. So here it says, Elder Christofferson dedicates the country of the Gambia. All right. Before I go through the article, let's first look at where the Gambia is. Frankly, okay, I'm pretty good with my geography. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I'm pretty good with my geography. But when it comes to some of the much smaller little countries, not so much. And this is one of them. From what I can tell, the Gambia, okay, it's basically surrounded by Senegal. And, excuse me, and from what I can tell, it's basically a country that is along a river with a highway that goes around the river on both sides, and that's the country. I'm not laughing. I'm not being disrespectful. Just I didn't know, and here it is. So there's like this main kind of like bay, or this, whatever you want to call this, and then there's the river Gambia, and then it comes over here, and then the highway crosses over and then goes down the other side. Okay, so this is a West African nation surrounded by Senegal, and the next closest countries are, you know, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, Mali, you know, over here you have Cape Verde. Let's take a look at some of the stats of the Gambia. It is the smallest country within mainland Africa. So within just the mainland, it's the smallest country, surrounded by Senegal. Let's look over here. A bunch of different ethnic groups, which is to be expected, because that's kind of how Africa is. There's different tribes and stuff like that. Let's see, gained independence from the United Kingdom in 1965. Population, the 2020 estimate is 2.1 million, getting pretty close to 2.2 million. So, okay, so that's how big it is. Let's take a look at the religion. Let's see, approximately 96% of the population identify as Sunni Muslim. Okay, so it's highly a Muslim country. So that's interesting. That's interesting, because I don't think that's a very easy thing to do. Maybe the article will shed light. I haven't read the article yet, so I don't know what it's going to say. But you can look over here. Here's like a little graph. So Islam with about 96%, Christianity with 4%, and then 0.1% for other. As far as Christianity goes in the country, the Christian community comprises about 4% of the population, residing in the western and southern parts of the Gambia. Most members of the Christian community identify themselves as Roman Catholic. However, smaller Christian groups also exist, such as Anglicans, which makes sense because if this was like part of a British colony, then that would make sense. Methodists, Baptists, Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah's Witnesses, and small evangelical denominations. Okay, so Christianity is mostly in like the south and the west. So I don't know if that's just kind of like talking about maybe this area over here. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there's that. Let's take a look at where their closest temples would be. So here's the Gambia right here. I don't know if you can see that very well. It looks like the closest temple on the mainland is up here. What's this temple? This is the Freetown, Sierra Leone temple. And it is in the stage of preparing for groundbreaking. Oh, and that's scheduled for just a few weeks from now, on March 19th. And then this is what it's going to look like. And I actually really like that. I like this kind of dome-type steeple feature up here. So that's very nice. Very nice. Okay. So that, it looks like that would probably be their closest temple for anyone that joins the church from this country. We also have Cape Verde over here, which it's hard to tell from this map. That might actually be closer. Let's look at it on Google Maps. Yeah, that's still hard to tell. So, I mean, I don't know how much like a plane ticket would cost to go from the Gambia to Cape Verde. It seems like it would probably be easier and more economical to go down to Sierra Leone, but I don't know this region of the world very well. Let's take a look at the Cape Verde temple. That is also very pretty. I like that. Oh, look, and it has the arch design similar to the Salt Lake Temple, just as far as like, you know, how we've been talking about arches and the church symbol and all that, and how it fits into the front doors of the Salt Lake Temple perfectly. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Let's take a look at countries that the church isn't in yet. Now, this hasn't been updated, and yeah, I'm not going to update it, but because I haven't like done anything on Wikipedia. But you can see down here, Gambia is still on here. So this is the portion of this list of like the countries where the church still doesn't have. Well, according to this, the official LDS church missionaries have never preached in the following countries and territories. So I guess that's not necessarily no recognition. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it, but you have a bunch of, you know, you have like Afghanistan, Algeria. So there's a bunch of like Middle Eastern, African countries. Just kind of looking through here, it looks like the majority of these are probably mostly Muslim countries, with the exception of things like Vatican City, Monaco. So it's like these like smaller little places. Well, and then you also have the communist countries like Cuba. I thought I saw another one just met North Korea, China, which, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, for all intents and purposes, yeah. But like it says here, missionaries have preached in Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan, which I wouldn't put, okay, not to get political here. Okay, we're not going to go into the politics of Taiwan. But yeah, Macau, that used to be a Portuguese, like, colony city, similar to how Hong Kong was being leased by the British. So, okay, so the Gambia has left this list now. This list is now smaller with what happened. When was this? The 26th. I'm recording this on the 27th, Sunday, so this was like yesterday. Wait, no, this is, well, who cares? We'll look at it within the last week. So the most recent country to have missionaries is actually Senegal. So that's interesting because that's the country that surrounds Gambia. And I don't know how related they are, but given the geography, these are probably two related peoples, I would think. I remember when I was on my mission in Spain over here, you know, we had a lot of Africans, especially West Africans that were in Spain to work. You know, they immigrated there for work. And so we mostly had a lot of success with those that were from like Nigeria, because there's a lot of Christians in Nigeria. There's a lot of Muslims there too, but there's a lot of Christians in Nigeria. We've done videos about Nigeria on the channel. especially about the Ibus, which have a tradition that they're descended from Israel. We also had a lot of success with the Ghanaians that were in Spain. These were like the two main groups that we had success with. But I swear, I swear, I came across virtually every country. Right after my mission, I actually made a list somewhere of all the different nations that I had come in contact with in Spain via their citizens. So yeah, and I remember Senegal. Maybe not so much. Well, no, yeah, it seemed like there were a lot of people from Senegal and Mali in Spain, but the thing was that they were all Muslim, so there wasn't a whole lot being done with them. I don't remember anyone from the Gambia, but anyway, so it's just from that point of view, because I think Senegal is basically like the same demographics. You know what? Let's take a look at it just really quick, because that's it. I'm surprised that Senegal has allowed missionaries in the country. That just kind of blows my mind. Okay, now Senegal. Let's look at their population. The 2018 estimate is almost 16 million, so substantially larger. Let's look at religion. Senegal is a secular state. So see, now this is one situation where, we usually look at secularism as not good. And that certainly can be the case, but I wonder if this had any impact on the church being able to enter Senegal. If it's a secular state, maybe that's the attitude, because yeah, it looks like the same thing here. Although Islam is the predominant religion in the country, practiced by almost 96% of the country's population, and then the Christian community at 4.1. So it's like the exact same demographics as far as religion is concerned, it seems like, are mostly Catholics, but there's also diverse Protestant denominations. Okay, so it's interesting. This might be one case where secularism actually helped the church progress in this area. So that I find that very, very interesting. So now the church is able to do its work in these two related countries. What about before that? Before that, okay, so Senegal was in 2017, and then you had three countries in 2012, Macedonia, Montenegro, Bosnia, and Herzegovina, which, those are Baltic countries. Anyway, we're not going to go, let's get back to what we're talking about. Okay, so first, let's read some of this, and then let's look at these pictures. All right, let me zoom in case you want to follow along. Okay, for the first time, an apostle of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has visited the West African country of the Republic of the Gambia. Elder D. Todd Christofferson of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles arrived in the capital of Banjul on Wednesday, February 23rd. Okay, so that was last Wednesday. Banjul, I'm assuming that it's this. Well, there's a couple different cities here. Banjul. So, okay, so this is Banjul over here on the very tip of this kind of like peninsula thing. Okay, so that's where he went. That's the capital. Sorry, I gotta see this. Does Google Maps, do they do like the little star for the capitals? No, I don't think so. Well, over here, yeah. There was like a little like star-like looking thing. Oh yeah, there it is right there for Banjul. But then it goes away as soon as you zoom in. Okay, Thursday morning, Elder Christofferson dedicated the country for the preaching of the restored gospel of Jesus Christ. Okay, so it was on Thursday. This event, along with a visit with government leaders, allows the church to be organized in the Gambia and receive official status. Visit with the president of the Gambia. The senior church leaders visited the Gambia as guests of the country's president. They met with President Adama Barrow, Vice President Isatau Traore, and First Lady Madame Fatoumata Barrow at the State House in the capital city of Banjul. Quote, "The meeting is the best meeting I have ever had since I became First Lady," end quote, said Her Excellency, referring to a collaborate effort between the church and her foundation to help those in need. Quote, "It's the Almighty God who works in miracles. I'm happy about this visit, and I hope this is a beginning. And we will continue in strengthening and changing the lives of people of this country." End quote. Elder Christofferson was joined in the Gambia by his wife, Kathy, Elder S. Mark Palmer, not to be confused with Watcher Palmer, of the Presidency of the 70, and his wife, Jacqueline, and Elder Larry S. Catcher of the Africa West Area Presidency, and his wife, Pauline. The Gambia stretches along the Gambia River and is surrounded by Senegal, except for a section of 60 kilometers, or 37 miles, of Atlantic Ocean front. So that's nice for them that they have access to the ocean, that they're not landlocked. Country dedication. Elder Christofferson's visit to the Gambia was historic because the apostle offered a prayer at sunrise at an overlook near the ocean on Thursday, February 24th, officially dedicating the country. Quote, As the sun begins to come now, we see it as a new dawning for the nation. Not just a new day, but a really a new day, a new era, said the apostle shortly after he offered the dedicatory prayer. Quote, It's a power that was granted with the restoration. It was part of the charge of the apostles in ancient times. It's part of the charge of the apostles today, Elder Christofferson explained. This dedication opens the possibility now for us to be registered, to establish the church formally, to begin to plant the seed and to grow. He continued, I mentioned in my dedicatory prayer that this is an oft-times unremembered place, but it's God's creation. These are his people. He remembers them, he knows them, and he is anxious to bless them as well as me or you or anyone in the world. Included among those who witnessed the dedication of the Gambia were some of the first members of the church in West Africa. Okay, so they made the trip over there. And I want to say that the first members of the church in Africa were in Nigeria, I think. Let's see. First LDS members in Africa. Just want to see if that pulls up anything. The first congregation was in Mowbray, Cape Town. Is that in South Africa? But I'm talking about... No, we're talking about West Africa. You know what? That's going to take too long. I think that the first ones were in Nigeria, but I could be wrong. Okay, quote, I'm so happy to be here today because this is a long-awaited opportunity for the people of the Gambia to have this blessing. We are good people. We have members who are here, have dedicated their lives so much, waiting for this day when the land will be dedicated to start the gospel of Jesus Christ, said Amelia Haji, a West African Latter-day Saint pioneer from Ghana who attended the historic event. Now, see, here's an example of a country that did not have the gospel, or like it wasn't actively being preached. The church didn't have official recognition there. However, you did have members of the church that were there, and certainly people in the country, their neighbors and people that they associate with, probably knew that they were members of the church. So it's stuff like this that makes me furthers my belief that the gospel, in order to fulfill the prophecy, probably has come to pass, that the gospel has to go throughout all the world, to every nation, kindred, and tongue. Because how many other people like Amelia are there throughout the world that are living in places where the gospel is not? And then especially with the internet, which is connecting everybody. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. But, okay. And then she says, it tells us how the church is growing fast. Elder Christofferson and a delegation of senior church leaders attended a baptism for 11 people on the day they arrived, which nearly doubled the membership of the Church of Jesus Christ in the Gambia. Oh, wow. So that would be crazy. Living there and essentially only having 11 people for who knows how long until this happened. I'm assuming that the other people, they were probably attending church and stuff, but it just wasn't really until now that they could do it. I don't know. Okay, only a dozen Latter-day Saints have been living in the country of about 2.5 million people. Now the membership is 23 members. The senior church leaders are traveling to several countries in West Africa to meet with government and local church leaders. At the beginning of the ministry, they offered instruction to stake, district, and mission presidents in leadership meetings in Lagos, which is in Nigeria, and Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Okay, now let's look at the pictures. Here's a video. I'll put this in the description below, but I'm not going to play it. Wow, okay. For this, I should probably zoom out just a little bit. No, zoom out. Okay, Elder D. Todd Christofferson looks out onto the Atlantic Ocean after offering a prayer to officially dedicate the country of the Gambia, Thursday, February 24th, 2022. And I guess maybe that's him right there. That's a really, that's scenic. I like that. Okay. Elder D. Todd Christofferson gives President Adama Barrow a Book of Mormon at the State House in the capital city of Banjul, the Gambia. I wonder if that's like in Arabic, or we didn't look at the languages, but that's okay. All right. They're doing the careful, not shaking hands right there. This must be the First Lady. Actually, I didn't read this caption. Elder D. Todd Christofferson and his wife Kathy meet with President Adama Barrow at the State House in the capital city of Banjul. Okay. Elder D. Todd Christofferson and his wife Kathy meet President Adama Barrow and the First Lady Madame Fatoumata Barrow at the State House in the capital city of Banjul. All right. The senior leaders visit President Adam Barrow and First Lady Madame Fatoumata Barrow at the State House in the capital city of Banjul. Okay, it's hard for me to pronounce some of these things, but I'll try. Elder D. Todd Christofferson visits with Vice President Isatau Toure at the State House. Okay. Elder D. Todd Christofferson with his wife Kathy and other senior church leaders make their way to the overlook near the Atlantic Ocean. Elder D. Todd Christofferson's visit to the Gambia was historic as the apostle offered a prayer at sunrise at an overlook. The Gambia coastline. Yeah, that's pretty. It's making me want to go to the beach. This looks like fun. Dang, I need a vacation. Elder D. Todd Christofferson was joined in the Gambia by his wife Kathy, Elder S. Mark Palmer of the Presidency of the 70 and his wife Jacqueline, and Elder Larry S. Catcher of the Africa West Area Presidency and his wife Pauline, and Okay, so we know who these people are. So here they are. Elder D. Christofferson visit to the Gambia was historic, as the apostle offered a prayer at sunrise. Visits with members at sunrise. I wonder if these guys are from the Gambia, or if they're some of the ones that came to from other countries to participate in this event. The Gambia stretches along the Gambia River and is surrounded by Senegal except for a section of 37 miles. So here's, yeah, coastline. Baptismal service. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 11th one must not, either it's one of these people and they're just not in their baptismal clothes yet, or they're not in the picture. I wonder like, okay, so I wonder if it's like a couple families, or I'd like to know. Okay, all right, and then it takes us back to the beginning. Okay, so that is some really good news. It's good to have some good news, especially when terrible things are happening in other countries, in Europe, namely. But this is some good news. It's a good way to start the week. I'm going to post this Monday morning, tomorrow morning, so good way to start the week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video if you liked it. Make sure to share it, and I'll talk to you guys later.